It is Wednesday, everybody, so that means that it is time to bring you a little bit of news. So let's get this episode of the K-Pop Blast started right now. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from WK-Pop, and I want to welcome you back for another episode of the K-Pop Blast. It's Wednesday, so that means, of course, that we're bringing you some K-pop news. So here are the stories that we're going to be covering today. Number one, we're going to be talking about 2AM and Chungmin. Where is he going in the rest to continue his music career? We've got SNSD and their reported earnings for basically like the last year, which is quite an insane amount. We have got the possibility of Big Bang continuing promotions within the next 365 days. And then we got some comeback news pertaining to Red Velvet and rookie boy group 17. So very, I guess, a little bit of, not terribly exciting news, but news nonetheless. So let's get into it. Kicking off, of course, as we said, the first story of the day is going to be all about 2AM and Chungmin. And as you know, 2AM is a group from, I believe, JYP Entertainment that disbanded earlier, I guess you can say, in the year, and their members have been going throughout, I guess, the K-pop industry and the world, signing contracts with new companies. And I have to say that probably the biggest company that everybody has signed out of is Big Hit Entertainment, which is the company that Chungmin has signed for a 3-year contract deal he's landed with them to, I'm going to assume that he's going to be having a bit of a solo career from Big Hit, which honestly I think is a pretty decent move. Big Hit, they're not like the biggest company in the world, but they definitely do have a pretty solid lineup of groups and artists and performers signed to them, and they've shown that they can take a decent product and put it in the spotlight and get it the attention that it deserves. So for Chungmin, as in general, I do believe that this is a pretty decent move for him, so that is super duper exciting. And unfortunately, 2AM was a group that didn't really meet too much success, or they didn't really reach like crazy heights of popularity, which is understandable for like the format or the, because they were more of a ballad group than anything else. But, the guys, they're talented, and a lot of them have found homes in other companies, and they are looking to continue on their career. So that's awesome. Chungmin with Big Hit Entertainment, and who knows exactly what's going to come out of this, but it's going to be pretty decent. I can, assure you of that. So looking forward to seeing what he comes out with as a solo singer, and who knows. But the one thing though is that it would be awesome for everyone to show your support and help him have a successful solo career after leaving the group. This is probably not going to be terribly like groundbreaking news as far as stuff that is unexpected, but Girls' Generation has been reported and revealed in some brand new K-pop related list show that has, I guess in this episode they were ranking and listing the total revenue and earnings and stuff like that for specific idol groups, and then of course ranking them in a list. So Girls' Generation reported to have made 22 billion won in revenue, basically pretty much just from album sales alone, which is quite an astounding number. And just as a rough translation into US dollars, I do believe that it's about 22 million US dollars, which is of course quite a significant amount of money. And that's not really anything that we should really care about unless you've invested in stock in SM Entertainment. Then it doesn't really matter to us, except for the fact that it kind of does, because this is a number and some ammunition that people have to say like, ooh, look, SNSD, we are a much better and more liked group than all the rest of you, because look at all of our album sales and look at our gross revenue, right? That is just a thing. And it's not, like I said, it's not really anything crazy interesting or something to really get to care about too much, because at the end of the day it's just a number. And eventually Girls' Generation sadly is gonna disband as a group to be replaced probably by Red Velvet or a different group that SM decides to debut. But for now we can just be look at that and say like, look, they make a lot of money. The members themselves must be raking in a pretty decent paycheck every year or every month or however you get paid over there. And it's something to be like, well, you know what, look at this, see, this is what you can do, what can happen, and how much money you can make. If you're a popular group, you become successful, and that sort of money definitely does help build a good company and bring home a pretty decent paycheck for the members involved. So there you go, $22 million in album sales from Girls' Generation over basically the last year, which is pretty good. And judging by the way that Lionheart is selling so far, it's probably gonna, I don't specifically know, but I'm assuming that they're gonna make a pretty decent amount of money off of the initial series of album sales for that, which is also, I mean, pretty good for that album as well. It's not totally like, it's not a surprise that they're selling very, very well, but there you go. It's Girls' Generation. You would expect that the largest fan base in the game in K-pop would help push their group to hit very, very high marks and numbers for album sales in the first week and whatever. So that's the way it goes. It's not really terribly unexpected, but it is an achievement, and you cannot really take away from it whether or not you are expecting it to happen or not. So SNSD proven that they are a pretty solid investment if you're going to be looking to buy out their contract or something like that. So if any Chinese investors want to come and buy out their contract, like I think, who is it, Wang Xikong or whoever allegedly bought out Tiara's contract from MBK Entertainment, there you go. SNSD is a pretty decent investment there, but I doubt that SM Entertainment's going to want to sell them, judging by how much money that they're making the company. So there you go. But like I said, the number, it doesn't mean anything. It's not important. It really shouldn't be that important to us unless you're going to use it to fuel an argument against somebody else on why your group is better and more popular and more successful than another group, which, if you want to use the numbers, there you go. Now you know. Before we get into the imminent releases, we're going to talk about one that may happen in the medium term future, not immediately going to happen in the next few weeks or so, but it's going to happen possibly in the next year or so, and that is, of course, Big Bang. G-Dragon has been quoted as basically saying that within the next year, you can be looking forward to another Big Bang comeback, because they've basically finished their Made promotions, and that is crazy. After basically being, as a group, away, not really on hiatus, but not actively promoting for 2-3 years, something like that, before the most epic year of K-pop promotions that the world of K-pop has ever seen. Big Bang and YG have seriously done something nobody has ever done before, and you probably will never ever see again, unless you see another group that reaches legend status like Big Bang has. But G-Dragon has said that you might possibly be expecting, they're looking to make another comeback and a release within the next year, which is crazy because, one, like I said, with their Made promotions, they were the most crazy promotions and intense and most epic promotions of K-pop ever. No group is going to be doing what they did with releasing basically 4 albums. I think they released a music video for every single song on their Made album minus 1. So it's 6, basically I think it was 5 music videos that they ended up putting out, which is crazy. A lot of work, a lot of promotions that go into that, and that's just insane. So you won't ever see that again, but they're going from doing that, the busiest year that they will ever have in their entire career, I'm pretty sure, to turning right back around and working on production of another album. And like I said, with that, considering the gap between their previous release, and I'm pretty sure that it's safe to say that Big Bang is back for good, and they're not really planning on going away. So they're gonna be a group that is kind of relevant again and releasing music, which is super awesome. But of course, this isn't really something that's been confirmed by YG, although YG probably will not confirm it. And then when he does say that it's gonna come out, he's gonna be like, "Hot, just kidding. I didn't mean 2016. I meant 2020." Big Bang, they're going away, and then we're going to get a bunch of more solo GD and top solos to, I guess, keep you all interested in Big Bang in general. But, you know, that's the way it goes with YG, I guess. But that's something to look forward to and to keep your eye out on for some, you know, official news from YG talking about another Big Bang comeback, which is going to be, of course, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be exciting. And because it's Big Bang, it's going to be epic. So, I mean, I'm looking out for it. So I will definitely keep you guys updated if there is any news that comes out on that front. We're going to close the news stories off with basically 2 stories in one segment. We're talking about new releases from groups that are about to happen imminently. Number 1, which we've got a confirmed date for, and even teaser images, which they've just started being released, is rookie group 17, who debuted from Pleiades earlier in the year with 13 members. They were named 17 because there were supposed to be 17 members in the group, but it took so long for Pleiades to get them to debut that they ended up losing a couple members along the way. But anyway, 17 is back. They released a pretty decent song, and, you know, it's always interesting to see what they've got coming up for their first ever comeback, which is super awesome. So teaser images started rolling out a couple days ago, and that is scheduled for September 10th. So within the next week, I think, not maybe next week, but I think the Monday after next in Korea, I believe is when that is. I'm not specifically sure. Yes, indeed, because I don't know, dates and stuff like that. It's difficult when you don't have a calendar in front of you, but 17 coming out in basically 9 or 10 days, which is really, really exciting. And second, we've got Red Velvet, who, a user on the internet, which I don't know how you do this, but apparently somebody has done it. And they looked on basically, I guess, like the SM Entertainment official site and page for Red Velvet videos, and a little drop down to select whatever video that you got. They've got basically a drop down there for new teaser or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know how exactly specifically like real this is. It's probably pretty real, I'm gonna guess, because of course, why would somebody fake something like this? Why would somebody fake something like this? Of course, there's a reason why someone would fake this. But fake or not, you know, we've talked about, or there have been rumors swirling that a Red Velvet comeback was going to happen, and especially since, you know, Sully left FX, stuff like that. There's all this joke that Red Velvet, you know, is the group that makes a comeback after an SM, you know, scandal or controversy. So, you know, that's a thing, and you know, we've had the rumors, right, that they've, you know, already filmed their music video and everything, so they're basically ready to go. So the news, or the hint and the idea that SM Entertainment has already uploaded the teaser for the new music video to the main website would kind of indicate that that's going to be coming out probably by the end of the week, and then you can see a new Red Velvet release either next week or the week after that. Who knows specifically what the time frame is on that, but we don't have a specific date. I haven't seen one yet. But it could have been announced at some point before this video even comes out. I don't know, but you know, well, depending on the time frame, because of course they could have a comeback before, you know, my next episode is released or even written, and yeah, so we'll keep you updated on that. I'm always excited for some new Red Velvet, because Red Velvet is fantastic. They are definitely going to be one of the top girl groups in the game, and being backed by SM Entertainment doesn't hurt. So there you go. So I got a question for you guys to wrap up this segment. Which of those 2 comebacks are you most excited for? Red Velvet or 17? You know, you got a group that's basically a rookie group, but a bit, I guess Red Velvet is not really a rookie group anymore, even though it's been just a year since their debut, just over a year, I should say. And then you've got a true rookie group making their first ever comeback in 17. So which one are you excited for? I honestly have to say that me personally, I'm more excited for Red Velvet, although I'm very interested to see what 17 has got. So I guess I'm pretty damn stoked and excited for both of those. So there you go, guys. That is it. That is the end of the news that I have got for you guys for Wednesday. Don't forget, come back on Saturday morning to 10 a.m. Eastern time for a new round of news, which you should definitely be excited for, because news is exciting, right? So anyway, that is going to be it. Of course, I want to know if you had any thoughts and opinions and stuff on any of these news stories that, you know, maybe you had, put them down in the comment box below. Get connected with me on social media. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and any others. I've got links to everyone down in the description box below. Also, if you could help me go full-time on YouTube to bring you guys bigger and better content just like this, that would be super awesome. You can help me do that becoming a patron on Patreon or through fan funding on YouTube. You got options. There's a link down in the description box below. I've also got links in the cards, but you click on the little thing right there, the little button, the like exclamation mark or something like that, and you can click whichever option you would like to choose most. So that is going to be it for this episode. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.